All right, so we're going to start off with the switch step. Okay, this is very, very important, and one of the main ways you'll see it. Okay, the purpose of the switch step is to maintain the distance as your opponent is oncoming. So usually this is against an oncoming opponent. As they come forward towards you, you got to maintain that distance if you want to be able to hit them. If they're oncoming and you don't adjust your own distance, they're going to run into you, you're going to lose space, get that kick off. So that's the purpose of this switch step. Okay, often called switch back kick. So just to get set up, I'll do a few different angles so you guys can see. So from here, what you're looking to do is travel backwards behind the hoop. Okay, confused with a jump towards the air. So the only purpose of you leaving the ground is to move backwards quickly. So we want to stay relatively close to the ground. We're not looking to jump upwards. We're jumping back. So from here, just face forward, away from the hoop or a marker that you have on the floor, whatever, and just practice the footwork step. Keeping the knees closed, you switch back. So the objective here is to get my front leg behind the hoop. And you can just practice getting the back leg nice and tight to the back side. This leg here, so I'm switching back and rotating my body position. I'll show you from a different angle. So you can put your front leg in here, it doesn't really matter. This is just a cue, okay, to show us to push backwards. So get the knees, use the hips, lower the hips, and here. Okay, and we want to keep the knees tucked close as best we can and keep the heel close to the butt. We'll get to the purpose of that later, just like Adrian was saying, this is where the hip flexors come in. So I'll go from here again, different angles. And just mess around with this technique, get comfortable with the footwork of it, keep low to the ground and go backwards. Okay, so you want to travel away. Doesn't matter where you're in front leg or back leg in the hoop, backwards. Okay, do it from different angles, just get the steps, switching legs. One. Okay, so that's the first one that we have. One of the most important ones, switch back kick. Okay, if you don't have that movement pattern down, I would highly suggest getting comfortable with it. Okay, because it's really going to help you with the whole back kick as a whole. Okay, so next we're going to look at another way to adjust the distance. It's shifting. So same idea. From here, we need to reciprocate the distance again. So you can literally just shift, keep both legs 50-50, shift, keep the distance, shoot the back kick. Okay, so as you shift back, one, this back leg now comes around behind me. Okay, I'll show you from a different angle in a sec. Here, so I drive my front leg backwards. One. Okay, I'll show you from the front. So we shift back and one. And on the other side, shift back and one. Now you start to get a bit of a flow with that. 1, 2. Shift one. You got that nice switch of the hips as well. So by switching this hip around, it helps me to get the head around over the shoulder onto the target. So that's the second option that we have. So we have the direct switch. You'll see how much in the camera it lets me to drift backwards. One. Second option, shift and then shoot. So we call it shift and shoot. Third option is with a step. So I can have this leg at the front. I can simply step behind. Now I have a new front leg, back kick from there. All right. So, all right. I'll show you in the camera here. Once we unfreeze, you can see the distance I travel backwards. So from here, we step 1, 2. So I'm traveling nearly the whole length of the screen. So it shows you that space you're trying to maintain as the opponent is oncoming. You want to keep that space to get the kick in there. Okay, very, very important. And then one other option that you have, a bit of a tricky one, is basically same idea of stepping behind like we just did, but you step across the body. So I'll show you from a different angle in a sec. So from here you go across the body. So you go 1 and you go 2. Okay, I'll show you that one again. So the last one we step behind. This one you step across the body. 1, 2. So it's the same leg moving twice. I'll show it to you from a different angle. So I come across my belly side. Left leg is in front for me right now. Left leg goes to the back. Left leg is now at the back. And I kind of combine the two of them together like the one at the very start. Okay, so there's so many options. 1, 2. And as you get comfortable with them, you might be able to link them up. Okay, so a lot of time when a back kick is on defensively, it's usually on 2 in a row. So you'll be able to go 1, drop, 2.